industry, not of old, but of timeless time. Uncle Silver, may I invite you humbly to come? Will you be able to? You prefer to? So that's good. Please, can you all see this grand figure?
Yes, we can.
Uncle Silver, over to you.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Jimmy Adronil. It would have been a mistake indeed if I wasn't able to attend this function of honoring James Villiers Lake Phillips. His friends call him Jimmy Very Lucky Phillips. And not to have been here today would have been one big error. I'm so happy to be here. I'm happier still to be asked to say a few words about, in this ceremony, about the days when I worked with Jimmy on the NLC. Now, Jimmy is a priceless gentleman. I knew him when he was the budget officer, budget director in the office of Kwame Nkrumah. We used to go to him for budget hearings, and an incident that occurs readily in my mind is when Dr. R.P. VALCO, whom some of you will remember, who was then Vice Chancellor of Kumasi College of Technology. And we appeared before Jimmy, the budget officer, budget director, with our estimates of income and expenditure that we were expecting to incur in the following year. And money was very scarce. It was very clear to us all that money was very scarce. Jimmy readily said, now, the sum total of the demands by all you gentlemen comes very much above what we have on hand. So he encouraged us, he invited us to go and redo our estimates and knock them down by 20%. Whereupon immediately, Dr. VALCO said, no cuts, Jimmy, no cuts, Mr. Phillips. He said, I can't cut the building into 20%. This is what I want. You have to give me this, or else I'll have to cut all my capital expenditure. I'll have to foreclose all my capital expenditure. It was very remarkable because Jimmy said to him, well, we don't have the money, Dr. VALCO, and so what am I going to do? I can't give you your demand. And this was one incident, and we thought Jimmy was a very steadfast keeper of the budget. Now, at NLC time, when we got him to join us, after great persuasion, he came on board as Commissioner for Industries. When no, he was Commissioner for Lands and Mineral Resources, and I was then Commissioner for Industries. 1 year after our office holdings, there was a cabinet reshuffle, and he he swapped places with me. I remember vividly that he took me to, I took him to Takoradi and the Western region to show him the industrial structures there and the portfolio. On our way back, we stopped at Mankasim market to buy fruit, which everybody used to do in those days. And there were these two of us sitting in the back of the car, a police orderly in the passenger seat in front, and a driver. When we came out of the car at Mankasim market, and the two of us came out from the back seats of the car, and the fruit sellers made a beehive for Jimmy Phillips, and then he spoke in Fanti, I suppose in immaculate Fanti, whereupon they said, he's not a white man. And so they now came to me. It was fascinating. It looked like the advert you see of Ray pumped against cockroaches, whereupon they all fall back in one capitulation. Well, Jimmy has always been diligent, steadfast worker, and he led a whole lot of things and was very highly looked upon. I, as I said before, would have missed a great occasion if I hadn't been here for this occasion. Jimmy, do well like you've done all along before. And he looks so strong that you don't believe that he's 90. But we wish you very best of everything. God bless you.
Privilege to have such a gifted and knowledgeable partner who was also a mentor in better understanding Ghanaian culture as well as helping to tread the Ghanaian political culture from 1985 until 1996. And your part helped make VALCO a shining light and a financially lucrative supplier for the Ghana economy during that period. You shared the results of your revered stature and standing and influence with the two of us also. We were invited to be wined and dined at your home with people, both delightful and brilliantly entertaining, and a few who were intimidating and scary, but exhilarating. What an education you provided for our now memories. Then there was also the so-called icing on the cake, which was the Temok golf course, which had been birthed by you. Unknowingly, you gave respite from the challenges of VALCO for a while on most afternoons, when the challenges then became playing on a cow and goat pasture with both of them there at times, and putting on sand greens, all the while watching for snakes. Neither of us can thank you enough for being the person you are and allowing us to know you personally. And incidentally, we knew you from the age 63 to 74. You didn't age a day physically or mentally then, and we can only assume you have not aged since then either. What a joy to have known you, Jimmy Phillips, alias JVLP, Ted Frostenson. This one is from a good friend. It's titled 90 Years Young. Jimmy Phillips has certainly earned the right to the above title. You have literally touched thousands of people in your lifetime and been a mentor to hundreds more. During my time in Ghana, I recall seeking your sage advice, guidance, and counsel many times. You have a wonderful wife and family who are well respected and remembered as good friends. We've had the opportunity to enjoy times with you and Rachel during your trips to Spokane to visit Alan and Amoy and grandchildren, and have very fond memories of them. I especially remember the warm fall day that we had lunch at the Spokane Country Club with a dram or two, and recalling our days and people at VALCO. Your background and diplomatic skills were a significant part of VALCO's huge success. As a Masonic brother, we are all thankful for your long and active Masonic membership. During the early years of settling the USA, there were no roads or maps, so trails were marked by trappers cutting through the bark of trees and exposing the wood beneath, so others could follow the trail. This practice became known as blazing the trail. And there are many of your friends who believe you have blazed the trail, thus making it easier for us following your path. We wish you well on your continued life's journey and look forward to your additional challenges, opportunities, and adventures ahead. We are truly sorry that we are unable to be there with you to celebrate your 90th birthday with your family and friends, but we wish you continued good health. Pat and Edith Davey. We had a tribute from another friend. Tina and I are delighted and honored to be wishing you a happy 90th birthday. Congratulations on 9 amazing decades of life to the fullest and enjoying every minute of it. Your service and accomplishments for Ghana and VALCO are well known and significant. However, when we recall the memorable times we have been with you, we are always remembering you with Rachel at your side. How fortunate you and Rachel are to have each other. We are sure that this is one of the most significant factors in your long and successful life. You've been a remarkable role model for all the generations of Phillips and for all of us as well. Though distance prevents us being able to personally watch you blow out 90 candles in a single breath, we most sincerely send you our happy birthday wishes. May your next decade and beyond be filled with good health, joy, and happiness. With Dick and Tina Powell. This is the final one from another party at the VALCO Plant Manager residence back in '78. We, Nina and I, would like to congratulate Jimmy on 90 years of a very full and very productive life. Let's congratulate one another of having the privilege of knowing and working with him. Over the years, we have met in different places in Tema and in Accra, and it was always a pleasure to have a chat with him about Ghana, the rest of the world, and life in general. When I moved to Spokane and heard from Alan that Jimmy and Rachel were visiting him in Spokane, I always made sure I was in town to meet with them. Most likely, the last thing Jimmy wants to hear at his birthday party is a list of accomplishments, but I can't resist mentioning a few. During my stay in Ghana, things did not always go as intended. One item I remember very well is, in quotation marks, how Jimmy fixed the pipeline. It was a major event at that time, since part of Accra and all of Tema received water from the same water source. People working in the plant at that time had the tools and know-how to get water flowing again. But without the logistics and influence provided by Jimmy, we would not have been able to get the job done. There were also several coups and coup attempts while we lived in Ghana. And following the politics in Ghana after our departure, I've noticed that since Jimmy retired, no more coups happened. But one thing I know, since Jimmy retired from VALCO many years ago, VALCO is not doing so well. Maybe Jimmy has to come out of his retirement and get VALCO running again. When I arrived in Ghana with my family back in '78, Jimmy was not at the airport to greet me. I think it was an oversight by his secretary not to let me know I was arriving. But almost 4 years later, Jimmy changed his mind On my departure from Ghana, Jimmy made sure that it would be there, he would be there, and I left Ghana with a full military escort. Thank you, Jimmy, for the escorts. I can still see the honor guard at my departure. I know it was not easy for you to arrange, but you made it possible. Happy birthday. Siegfried and Nina Prangode.